this all just goes into us checking out Lily Orchard's writing tips. I don't know anything about Lily Orchard. I'm going to learn more about them over this coming week. Or maybe next week or something. Open image, new tab. I understand that there's a bunch of Lily Orchard revisited stuff. I have no idea why they're famous or well known. I don't know if they're just necessarily a lolcow or what. But they put out a fucking gigantic series. God damn, there's so much. Gigantic fucking series of tweets. How many are there in this? Okay, I'm not getting into anywhere near all of these. To talk about just to give writing advice, I guess. Oh, dude, I fucking hate Imgur so bad. It's such a fucking dog shit site. I swear to God. What did I even click off of? It's just like, nope, you're gone. That link has vanished. Do yourself a favor and stay away from the Lily Orchard rabbit hole. Well, I want to see their simple writing tips, a thread. So we're going to start with this. First, don't worry about spoilers. If your story is good, spoilers aren't going to make it any less enjoyable. If spoilers make a story less enjoyable, that just means you were relying on cheap shock value as a shortcut. Okay. I don't know. That's not even a writing tip. That's like a reading tip. Really. The middle point of a story is the best time to get a main couple together. Are you working on a 5-season show? Put your main couple together halfway through season 3. The finale is the worst time because we can't get any time to enjoy the payoff. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I guess it's sort of the confidence with which it's said. It's just absolutely senseless. This is someone asking for a takeout menu. This is just what I want to see in a story type fucking advice. I think it's fine for why can't the couple get together in the first act or the last act? Maybe the last act is fine. What? She said, I fuck How I Met Your Mother. Friends to lovers is better than enemies to lovers every time. Reading a lot of fan fiction here. 4, victims of abuse moving away from the negative impacts of their abuse, i.e. Zuko, and becoming healthier are not redemption arcs. Oh man, if you're trying to explain good writing through Avatar: The Last Airbender, I think that's what that's a reference to, right? We take a little bit of a break if that's how you're trying to articulate abuse through what you can experience in a kid's show. Heroes refusing to kill villains who have shown to be actively trying to murder people isn't noble, it's enabling. You got nothing to say about this. It's just oh God. Oh my God. The fucking Batman takes to this fucking day. I swear to God. I think it's fine to refuse to kill people, especially if you can just incapacitate somebody. And that's fine. Okay? I mean, she's literally just arguing on behalf of Sith Lord shit. Like, she just did the kill him. Fucking Anakin and Dooku. 2 women kissing in the last episode of a show after 4 to 5 seasons of trying to murder each other isn't revolutionary. It's fetishized abuse and violence. This is Avatar, right? With the Korra, the Legend of Korra. She makes out with the Kat Von D at the end. Twitter is not an appropriate place to reveal story details. The appropriate place is in the work itself. Okay. What? This isn't even advice for anyone. Who's doing this? I'm fucking thrown. When a character's body count is over 10,000 innocent lives, then that character is no longer redeemable. Shad. I mean, okay, whatever. Tip 8 does not apply to characters. It's what? Tip 8 does not apply to characters for whom making them the villain was a stupid, idiotic idea, i.e., whoever Sylvanus Windrunner is. At that point, it's just character derailment. I don't know if that's like a fucking, what do you call that? Like tvtropes.com shit, or if that's like she just meant to say derailment. These aren't real writing tips. This is just shit that you want to see or not see in a story. These aren't tips at all. Everything in a story is there because the creator wished it to be there. Trying to explain away bigoted story decisions using world building is a fallacy because you put it there to begin with. That's not how a fallacy works. This is a fallacy. It just doesn't follow. What? Okay, there's a don't pair adults with minors. That's pedophilia. Okay, base. What the fuck? It's just number 10. Like sometimes you just make mistakes too, though. Like you can just people will read into shit. Is this just when I read into things, I'm right that I'm reading into it? That's what it feels like. Don't sexualize teenage characters. Okay, also fine. Don't make up weird anime excuses for sexualizing teenage characters. Actually, okay. Making a metaphor for gay trans ace rep is always inherently inferior to just making a gay trace and character. Trans ace character. Okay. If there are humans in your story, restrict gay trans ace rep to the non-human characters makes you a huge turd. God, bro, am I just back in 2016 or what right now? This is is this woman just Tumblr? Is this woman just Tumblr? Is that who she is? She is Tumblr personified. Oh my God! I'm looking to chat. I have no idea. If the only gay man in your work is a foppish diva, you're a huge turd. Okay, but like. Well, I guess not the only gay man. I don't know. I still like Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. How do you know that they're the only gay man? What if they're just the only foppish person? The only lesbian in your work is an abusive rageaholic with vague angst issues and a codependent relationship to her protagonist. You're a huge turd. If your only non-binary character is a non-human shapeshifter, you're a huge turd. It's this fucking Jeff Foxworthy shit. Why am I saying that like that? If your only autistic character is an ethnically challenged. Bro, I fucking wish it said that. If your only autistic character is an ethically challenged number fetishist, you're a huge turd. If your only black character is a volatile, hyper angry brute, you're a huge turd. If the only black woman in your cast barely gets any screen time except to be fetishized or fits Rule 20, you're a huge turd. This is like, I don't know. I don't think I've really even seen this. Very much at all. Like, that I can think of. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm racking my brain for like, you have one black character and he's like a super angry guy. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the properties it's in. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the one that I think is always is like the common irritating one for the last several years is like the only black character you have is the white character's sidekick, you know, who's like a, kind of just signs off on all of his shit. Ah, come on now. You know, like that's the the boring black character that I fucking don't like. You know, you got a lot of PICs, partners in crime. All the anti-minor exploitation rules are super ironic. Oh, God. No. If the only trans woman in your cast is a drag queen in all but name, you're a huge turd. If you force a woman to kiss her abuser, you're a huge turd. What is this? What are these? What is this turd shit? If you sideline every non-white character in your cast to focus on a white boy with anger issues and a tendency toward hostility getting a redemption arc, you're a huge turd. What? That's such a specific... What are you mad at? What show are you mad at specifically? Like, I feel like this happened at a specific time. And you're talking about some... Is this like Legend of Korra or something? I've never actually seen it. Justifying horny armor designs or horny clothing designs with sexual agency makes you a huge turd. Characters don't have sexual agency. You made them that way as a justification. See Rule 10. Did you like write all of these out and then like copy paste them? Or she's just like fucking like Twitter fiending this day? True allegiance friend? Yes. This is literally what I was thinking of too. Related to the above, if your justification is to just be honest and say you like ugly and sexy characters, you're still a huge turd, but slightly less. She said, fuck, stop gooning. Lily Orchard says, stop fucking gooning, bro. What? Don't worry about not having everything planned out beforehand. No writer or creator plans everything beforehand. I mean, some of them do. What are you talking about? And the ones who say they do are filthy liars. Okay. Writers have at best 1 to 2 story beats they're determined to include. Everything else is by the seat of their pants. I mean, that's actually true for me, but it's not true for everybody. I could never say that. 28. Don't try and do... Okay, are we talking about Avatar? Don't try and do what Avatar did. You can't. Even the people who made Avatar can't make another show do what Avatar did. Are you Avatar did? I did what Avatar did. Sorry. Low stakes interpersonal conflict will always be more satisfying in the long run than high stakes saving the world. Friends is more popular than your favorite anime for a reason. How long ago was this? Friends ended in the 90s, and Friends was more popular because Friends was on a major, like, one of the 3 networks you could watch television on. With Friends was inflated by like crazy levels. And anime is like massively popular right now. If you can't say this in Mexico. You literally, this is untrue in Mexico. Untrue. It's a falsity. It's a falsehood. In Mexico, fucking Dragon Ball Z and Naruto are king. King, my friend. That shit's all about world saving. They fucking love that shit down there. That's very regional. It's a very regional take. I think just a good story is a good story. It's just sitcoms. What you're talking about, sitcoms are easier to film than fucking superhero shows. And look good because a few people hanging out on a couch costs no money to point a camera at relative to people trying to like stop a meteor from hitting the earth. You know what I mean? So those things become way more common, but people love fucking anime. The longer the time goes on from this, the more untrue this shit becomes. Berserk is better than Friends. Yes. And also appeal to popularity. Choose whether you're a comedy or drama at the start and stick to it. Don't make a comedy and turn it to a drama later on. That just annoys people. Wrong. That's what Sopranos is. Sopranos started as a comedy. Sopranos was a literal comedy at the beginning, and then it turned into a fucking drama. So you're wrong. It's the opposite of how one of the most popular shows of all time was made. World building is like salt. A pinch can make it better. 10 cups of it will not. It's a fucking direct attack on Shadiversity. I can't say I disagree. Characters should always come before anything else. No, atmosphere is always most important. The protagonist should be a protagonist, not just a vessel for the antagonist to hog the story. If you're going to make a villain protagonist, just open with that. I don't understand what that means. Perspective shifts are a staple of storytelling. Having only one perspective isn't a stylistic choice. It's just crap. You're a fucking idiot. What? Like, To Kill a Mockingbird is just trash, huh? Like, fucking what? She just said fuck the adventures of Tom Sawyer. Like, fucking dude, first person POV stories are fine. What are you talking about? That's fucking stupid as shit. No, it's okay to follow a single character through an entire story. It's actually completely okay. That's Blood Meridian. Blood Meridian has one perspective the entire fucking time. Blood Meridian ain't no good. What the fuck? If you're making a cartoon, hire writers. They all do. Don't just have your storyboarders write this story. That's not what they're there for. Artists draw, writers write. Artists cannot just take over for the writers on a whim. I think they absolutely can. This kind of like, there's just a lot of cartoons that were made by a guy or girl or person, whoever the fuck, that just wrote and storyboarded the entire fucking thing. They always work together. What that, no. 36 related to rule 2. Will they, won't they isn't a fun story. It's just addiction peddling. Oh, these are getting fucking crazy. We need to stop pretending Ross Rachel was good storytelling and learn to appreciate Chandler, Monica, and Joey Rachel. Is Lily Orchard like 45? Dude, I don't know how. Why are we? What is this? The two pillars of writing: Avatar and Friends. I woke in the morning and I found two pillars before me. They were the highest actions of art. On one hand, Avatar, The Last Bender, and on the other, Friends. Romance trope, but gay is not an absolute rule to live by. If She-Ra taught us anything, oh, sorry, there's a third. It's that gay Raylo was not actually an improvement. I don't know what that means. I don't know what any of this means. Related to rule 2, will they, won't they? Yeah, I think will they, won't they is a fun story. I think people like that sometimes. So, no. I'm sitting back. I gotta move my camera down a little bit. Someone on this hell site once made the remark, we need more lesbian non-con because purity is boring. That is a dangerous, violent person. Do not listen to them. They do not have a point. Seriously, my fucking God, what is wrong with you people? What? Who are you? I don't even know what the fuck is going on, dude. It sounds like you heard this echoing in your fucking head. Women who fetishize abuse, Raylos, whatever the fuck, are present and presented as something feminist and paint detractors and misogynists are gaslighting you. Don't listen to them. Okay. This is not a writing tip. If abuse fetishists are giving you shit for not caving to their demands, just block them. Don't argue with them. Don't debate them. Don't treat them with good faith. Just block them and get on with your day. It's not a writing tip. Rape victims are not villains and should never be written as villains. Don't be like Blizzard Entertainment, I guess. It costs $0 to not be a misogynistic pig. Okay, I don't even know what the fuck. I don't know what that means. I feel like a villain could be a rape victim. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess maybe like someone's sexual trauma shouldn't necessarily make them a villain, but like that's actually a real life thing. You know, like some people do just get like sexually assaulted and turn into serial killers. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what Blizzard did here. This is a specific point in time, though. These are very like dated to a specific moment in time comments. If straight men really hate a certain character, but lesbians love them, there's a 90% chance that is your best character. I don't know what the fuck that means. I highly doubt that that's true. I don't even know what the fuck. What? Okay. If one of your writers believes Simon from Infinity Train, I guess, was misunderstood and Grace is a villain, that writer should be fired immediately. It's not even a writing tip. I don't know what that means. The best solution to a love triangle is polyamory. That's not true at all, even remotely. If you have a male character in life or in writing, if you have a male character who actually shows respect and admiration to a woman, and some of your viewers call that character a simp, there's a 90% chance you have a good character. What's the other 10% chance? This is gibberish. Mary Sue is not a real criticism. It's thinly veiled misogyny. Always disregard it. Sure, why not? Mary Sue is not a real criticism, unironically. Emotional vulnerability does not make a female character anti-feminist. Okay, yeah, true. Goblins are inherently anti-Semitic. No, they're not. What is with the fucking dude? I swear to God, Tumblr people found that fucking Star of David shape on the Gringotts fucking bank floor and just were like, these are Jews forever. Everybody's fucking complaint about goblins, which come from a series of different like traditional stories and stuff, and they're just like, goblins are anti-Semitic caricatures. It's like, dude, this is all back to like J.K. Rowling conspiracies, and it doesn't really go that much further back than this. You just keep calling all Jewish people hook-nosed, is what you're saying. Like you can't. You're kind of like fucking putting the cart before the horse here. Goblins are real, possibly. No more gobbies. Gobbies are not inherently anti-Semitic. Goblins are just little race of monsters. They're also kobolds. Maybe the Gringotts goblins are like inherently anti-Semitic. Okay, fine, but that literally fantasy and fucking fairy tales and shit did not start with J.K. Rowling. So we gotta move the clock a little further back than the fucking 90s. Jesus goddamn Christ. If your first thought when told about a bigoted trope, bury your gays, goblins, etc., is trying to figure out how to do it well, you're a huge turd who is missing the point. If you, I'm gonna skip right past this. If you fucking think about tropes while you're writing, you're fucking up. There's writing advice. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Writing a relationship based on a dynamic or trying to get a particular trope, i.e., enemies to lovers, into the story is a bad idea. A bad decision. I mean, prove that. I don't even know what that fucking. If you're using tropes, I guess that just agrees with me. If you're using tropes, to like tvtropes.org to fucking get out of here. This is like okay. So is this the fucking Vosh Vidya school of writing in here? Because I'm hearing trope. No one that I know that works. I'm gonna go sit with a bunch of authors, famous and otherwise. I don't think there's many famous ones, but like a bunch of people that write shit all the time. Except for specifically romance. Because they do specific, and there's only like 10 or 15 of them. Nobody fucking talks about tropes ever. Like, anyone that's seriously written their shit out, they're not like, oh yeah, this is just like a serial, blah, 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 blah. Maybe some people do it. I don't ever hear that shit. I don't ever hear. That is for fucking literotica, whatever the fuck AO3 is, these that you fan fiction writers care about this shit. This is why no one takes you seriously, and why I can say literally anything I want about you, and I don't give a shit. I will face no social or societal repercussions because you're fucking non-people when you write fan fiction. Only you people care about this fucking trope shit. Vitriol does not immediately render criticism invalid. If you tone police criticism, you will likely miss something important. Well, the first part, vitriol does not immediately render criticism invalid, is true. But also, if you come to me fucking whining and bitching like a little fucking shit ass, I'm going to ignore you. If you cared, you should have been nicer to me. Your fandom will fight and argue. This is how people solve conflicts. It's typically better to let people fight it out than to be complacent and beg people to just stop fighting. That's not being complacent. That's literally doing something. Related to the above, every headcanon is valid, should never leave your mouth. Do you want pedophiles and fascists in your fan base? Because that's how you get them. Do you want ads? This is how you get ads. Speaking out against abuse, I don't give a shit about any of that. I've never been famous enough to worry about this. Related to the above, every headcanon is valid, should never leave your mouth. Oh, wait. Speaking out against fetishists, abuse fetishists, pedophiles, and bigots in your fan base will always be better in the long run than being quiet or complacent. That's true. It might be exhausting to deal with, but it's better for everyone in the long run. That's good advice. Good advice for anybody running a community, by the way. For anything, anything that you don't want in your community, you gotta nip it in the bud. It's just, the advice is, if you see something you don't like, nip it in the bud. Is just good advice. Fan service is a concept you should never think about. Fans who need to be serviced are not actually fans. If you have fans having fun, they don't need to be pandered to. No, fan service is fine. I know fan service to most people just means literally like TNA on female characters, but fan service is actually more than that. Giving the people what they want is based sometimes, right? You got to fucking do it a little bit here. Sometimes it's not like sexual shit with characters or whatever, where, you're like, oh, I've got these characters are going to hook up, or you're going to see this character in her underwear or something like that. More accurately, it's like, oh shit, you're going to show me what like the fucking Zaku Mark II really like does in space. I want to see what this fucking gigantic robots, I want to see its like arm open up and see all the little and see people like working. Like, that's fan service too. Fan service is like taking a moment to really give like the fans what they want. In Space Marine 2, apparently there's a subsection of it where one of the guys is running around and going wah 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 and like doing all this stuff, and though they didn't get there's no way to do it, you can apparently put the I'm still standing like I always did, which is a meme in that community, right? You can overprint that like song meme onto that scene and it'll work. That's fan service. That's like doing a little thing for the fans. Having like a good moment where you're like, oh shit, bro. Like, having a moment where fucking Titus goes and picks up that fucking flag and he's like, brothers, like, that's also fan service, right? It's a little extra in the context of the scene. That's really like, the fans are like, bro, this is the moment I wanted. Now, like, TNA fan service is, you should put it in there if that's what the people are fucking there for. Like, if you make like an ecchi anime and it doesn't have like the fucking TNA, then, it's not gonna work. But you should understand your audience, and like, there's nothing wrong with pandering. Is like when you do it when they want anything at all. Fan service is the other way, where you're like, all right, guys, go ahead. We're gonna eat today. That's what it should be. It should be a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? But like, fan service can be a lot of different things. I think that's a good like conversation to have. But sometimes it's just, hey man, Gib Sakuga. Yes, like a nice big well animated fucking moment. For the Japanese general anime viewing audience, apparently it's hyper detailed girls crying scenes. Fan service in Space Marine 2 is watching your honored brother wreck face and throw a statue at a chaos demon. Absolutely. Like, literally just any scene that has the fucking the fucking, what do you call it? Ancient One.
Whoa, behind me. Stand back, brothers. This one is mine.
Fucking yeah. Dude, the entirety of fucking Space Marine 2 is like fan service for people. That shit hits. I can tell. You can tell in that game when there's moments where you're like, okay, the game doesn't need this, but adding it is like, that's for me. Or that's specifically for some people, you know? It skips back, forward. What's in between gets deleted. I have all this as being recorded. I don't know. Apparently it's a YouTube issue. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. That sucks. But this is being recorded. I'll probably, we can make some segments out of this. Or worst comes to worst, I'll just re-upload this as a re-uploaded chunk. You guys can fucking watch back through VOD Gang. Making me feel like I do need to fucking archive all these fucking things. Let's see. Anyway. The tendency for shipping to dominate discourse is the biggest sign that characters and their relationships are more satisfying than anything else. People didn't petition for a 4th season of Kim Possible. What the fuck are you? What? To see what happened with Draken or to see new villains. Okay. The tendency for shipping to dominate discourse is the biggest sign that characters and their relationships are more satisfying than anything else. People like relationships. The romance is a whole thing. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Also, that's kind of like who you're talking to. You're probably talking to the shipping people. All of your comments seem to be about people fucking and what they shouldn't fuck and how characters should be treated. Other fandoms will be much more. They'll do all of this, but for like the technical specifications of a fucking Zaku unit's right foot. Like it's different. People want different things. You're projecting your desires for stuff on. This is literally your wish list of shit for writing. Complaints about too much negativity is shooting the messenger. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not. Shooting the messenger is blaming the messenger for them relaying something that someone else gave them to relay to you. If it's your idea, it's not shooting the messenger, it's shooting you. There's no messenger. It's you, dumbass. You're the person that's saying the thing that you thought up. There's no person. It's not killing the third party that's between two individuals. If there's an overabundance of negativity, that means there's things to be negative about. No, it just means somebody's ass mad. People cannot be positive without things to be positive about. Yeah, they can. They can all the time. You ever seen fucking Mr. Rogers? If you do something bigoted and get yelled at for it, listen to the people yelling at you. Cancel culture isn't real. The rage and vitriol will be gone in 2 weeks and you'll be a better person for it. Getting yelled at stopped being the end of the world at age 10. I mean, I agree with that. But like, you gotta convince me. This is the thing. Is it's like the presumption that you're right because like you're right. You know how the world works. The goddamn, this is 2016 all over again. I'm glad we moved on from this shit. The quickest and easiest way to make yelling stop is to own up to the mistake. That is not true. That is abuser language. That is abuser language. That is abuser language. The way to get me to stop abusing you is for you to admit that I'm right. That is abuser language. This is a bad person. That is fucking abuser language. Ooh. Wow, that's really bad. If you want me to stop hitting you, tell me that you know what you did wrong is crazy. That's a crazy thing for someone to admit saying out in public. Fuck me, man. You should presume that anyone that's upset with you is correct is fucking psycho person talk. Don't make excuses or explain why you did the bad thing. Fix it and never repeat it. Progressives are very forgiving if you give them results. Well, that's not fucking true. Stubbornness is what gets people canceled. That's not true. Ooh, you're a bad person, Lily Orchard, aren't you? Is she fucking awful? She's fucking awful, isn't she? Holy fuck. Forced diversity is a right-wing dog whistle, not a criticism. Yeah, that's true. Reclaimed slurs are not universal and as such should never be included in a work. No, you can put slurs, you can put whatever. If you want to write something, write it down and then suffer the consequences. Subtle foreshadowing. But God, if she copyright struck Anthony with how nice he was about it, she's gonna copyright strike your abrasive ass in a heartbeat. LOL. Well, we'll make a whole fucking thing about it. I'll fight off that. Jesus Christ, you can't copyright strike me about any of this. Oppressed people fighting against their oppressors are not villains. No, I don't care if you think they went too far. Not all those who respond with violence are wrong, and not all those who preach nonviolence are right to do so. I mean, it's kind of like all right, whatever. Related to the above, a good spin on the heroes who never kill mantra is to highlight how refusing to kill a villain who later goes on to kill... Why is this happening again? To kill more innocent people makes the hero responsible for those deaths. There's a free story theme for you. Bro, this is psychotic. Are you actually a progressive? Because this means there's no such thing as rehabilitative justice. You should not even attempt it. Bro, if you come up against somebody that's killed some people and you don't fucking murder them, you better get over your reticence to murder and fucking murder that guy, because if he ever kills another person, it's your fault. It's crazy. You guys, the words you speak are against the Buddha. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh man, if you're writing that's the most right-wing shit, bro. That's fucking fire. If you're writing fantasy and you have no issue having dragons in your world, but suddenly think people of color are unrealistic because something medieval Europe, you're a huge turd and an idiot. What? What is this about? What? Okay. What? What do dragons have to do with black people? Okay, it's just the realism. Because something... Okay. Fine. I get if that's your feeling, okay, but I feel like if somebody wants to set their shit in like Poland, like The Witcher, like 1200, and it's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking Polish fucks, white Polish fucks. So they're all white Polish, they're all a bunch of pale Polish fuck. That's fine, you know what I mean? Because like the converse shouldn't be like required either. Like if you like the ear, the eye, and the arm, is that what that is? That's like an all diasporic Africa shit. If there's not like a bunch of white people in that, you can't. Like, that's fine. Makes sense, you know. If people want to like be like specific about shit, I feel like that's okay. I can't like sign off on that. If you're a racist and you're like fucking like there's a racial aspect of it, no. But like everyone knows that looks like me and doesn't, that like sometimes there's whole areas of the world where all of the people have the same skin color because they've just been living there for a while. You don't have to fucking like try to mix it all up or explain it away. Now, if somebody's being a racist for a specific racist reason, okay. But if you're like, yeah, I want to know what it would be like if fucking werewolves started stalking the Serbian plain in fucking 1100 AD. Like, for there to be like whatever the fuck 1100 AD people looked like in Serbia at the time, I don't think they're actually white. I think they're pretty tan skinned there, if I remember correctly, because they get the fucking obliterated by UV light. Like I think that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's just a weird thing. Lily defended abuse and pedophilia in her fake. What the fuck? What? What are you guys talking about? She has one note, and it's the space genocide in Steven Universe. Dude, she's a rapist? What is she? I don't know anything about Lily Orchard. I have no idea who this person actually is. I saw like the video that's like 3.5 hours that just came out. I haven't watched it yet. Okay, yeah. Keep it just onto this. Keep it just onto this, and then we'll get into the actual stuff later. I just want to see what the fuck she had to say. People have been asking me to cover these writing tips for months, and I just had like a free time today. I just wanted to fucking go over it. What the fuck? Is she all of the things she's concerned about? Sexual tension and chemistry are not the only indicators of a potential relationship, and in a relationship, the quickest thing to fade. Chemistry doesn't fade. Sexual tension, I mean, kind of comes back. I don't know. Like, you have some sexual tension between you and your wife. You're like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? What the fuck? No. The best potential romantic partner for a character is her best friend. They're best friends for a reason. No. Not. Why? What? No. Girls can have friends that they don't want to fuck. I don't want X character to be defined by her relationships. It's a stupid philosophy to have. Everyone is defined by their relationships. That's how human beings work. What? Her point could be in response to the discourse about black elves. Oh, okay. Tyler, more of this is more of this is projection than I would know. There's a whole storm brewing right now. Jeez, these are very heavily relationship focused. I like that you guys are like freaking out about something else. Like I'm over here. I feel like I'm reading the Necronomicon, and you guys are like, like you're worriedly kneading your hands, not realizing I'm Bruce Campbell and I don't give a shit. I've read it like 50,000 times before. I don't fucking care. This is fucking awesome. If you don't want a character to only be remembered for a romantic subplot, don't end the story on that subplot reaching its conclusion. The memorable moment be the last moment. The memorable moment will always be the last. That's not true at all. That's like just not remotely a fact. Slow burn does not mean taking forever to get together. It means full series long romantic subplot. No, it doesn't. Also, no, it doesn't. Getting together is the start of a romantic subplot, not the end. No, it's not. It's just not true or converse to another fact. It's just romance is about romance. What? Sexual awakening is not a real character arc. Yeah, it is. It's a real character arc for actual people. The only people who think boob armor makes sense are people who have never touched a boob. No, I stand in some defense of boob armor. Not because it's like particularly effective, but boob armor just always struck me as being like codpiece armor. If it's badly made, obviously like badly made is badly made. You know, you can't get past that. But let's see. I think it's completely fine to have what the fuck? Oh, I gotta do this. I think it's completely fine. Oh, I'm almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Let's scan these real quick. Oh, we've only got like 7 more minutes. As a general rule, slice of life has always been a more popular genre than action adventure. I don't think that's true at all. I need to see proof of that. D&D alignments are terrible metrics for character design. Fair, all right. She's projecting so hard she could work for a movie theater. Oh, so is this 83? Rape is an unforgivable crime, more so than killing. Killing can be potentially justified in a story without becoming a villain. Rape cannot. The Q slur as a concept, tech slur as a concept, tacitly reinforces heteronormativity by casting LGBTA people as inherently strange and no big deal representation. Blah, blah, blah. It's fucking TV trope shit. Sex scenes are never necessary. You want to include one because you're horny, then more power to you. But any attempt to justify it as important to the story will only get you laughed at. I think sex scenes are fine, man. I think this recent generation is freaked out by the bad ones from some early stuff. Strong characters can still cry and need support from others. Vulnerability is not a character flaw. Fine. Peak TV is a fancy way of saying addiction fueled misery porn. What? Addiction-based storytelling relies on serialization, cliffhangers, shocking twist. Enjoying themselves because they're stuck on a tension high. By the end, the viewers only watching for closure because of how they were invested. Okay, sunk cost fallacy didn't exist. Shows like Steven Universe and Game of Thrones would have been canceled by season 2. That's not remotely true. Because season 2 was like season 3. I think was like the best season of Game of Thrones. So that doesn't even make any fucking sense. As a boob haver, no, boob armor is not good. Yeah, like a armor for a boob, no. But like a big fake, like codpiece tit welded on over the top of like a chest plate that's actually functional, I think is fucking awesome. I think they should look insane and fake like a fucking codpiece does. It should just be like this thing with spikes in it and stuff. It'd be horrifying. Sexualized boob armor is like no, probably not. Okay, I think we got enough of this. What's our final? 101 tips and rules are 2 different words. Oh my god. Yeah, my life is a story. You know what I mean? That's about it though. Those are horrible and weird. Not all of them were like completely a waste of time, but it did seem more like Lily Orchard's 100 Rules for Living than anything. None of that was good like writing advice. Really. A lot of that can be, even what was good can be summed up by other things that are more just obvious truisms and stuff. Like, I don't know, just don't be fucking racist. Don't be racist, and don't let your racism slip into your story. Okay. But like a lot of that's just like Tumblrina type fucking rules from the the early 2010s. Someone said that she's apparently stuck in 2013 to 2016 Tumblr pretty hard. I can see it. That's ass. If you take those, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to, but if you take those rules to heart, I don't see how you're going to be a better writer at all. I don't know how it's going to help you write. Literally, those are all just things that are like plot moments and stuff, which isn't really what makes you a better or worse writer. I really can't explain this better in the short amount of time that I have, but writing tips should help you actually put words to the page, and they're way more complicated than just understanding what TV tropes entries are or aren't good. That's pretty much it. This is some stuff that I've written. Flames moved in tidal rhythm over the furthest gray ditches of the front, which itself, like so many moon-pooled waves, had wandered closer, 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 in fits and starts and subtle breaches, until it rested now just 600 yards from the squat box of wood, wool, and stone in which Kotkin sat. The fires of the distant horizon, beyond the front, were still the front, though carried on by jagged wandering into crooks and crossbacks no man can make sense of. Perhaps the birds, perhaps the moon, possibly even God himself, could look down from on high and through all this smoke and confusion part the exactitudes of the bloody scrawl 10 years of fighting had carved into the land. But there were no celestial eyes on this place, no birds either, and no moon. There was enough lunacy in these pits and fields. She need not pierce the endless clouds of gun smoke and body smoke and mortar dust kicked up loose from what may have once been a farm or a city. Kotkin did not know. It was not for Kotkin to know. For Kotkin it was to sit, to wait, to watch, to never sleep, to blink only sparingly, to call by the tin horn radio to the command post to tell them what he saw. All of which is what they saw. Command. From their bunkers and balloons and planes, the many million eyes like Kotkin's spread out along these bloody slashes of land. The same pits, the same fields. The same sudden surges of movement when it came time for those sad fools in the furthest trenches and holes and dugouts and scrapes to up their gas-choked bones over the top and surge through the leaden rain to some other set of much the same, but further up. Somehow different, yet all familiar. All that just to sit in the blood and filth of those who failed to repel them and wait. Wait. Wait, as Kotkin waited. I think that's enough. Right?